Hello, my creative friends. Welcome to my channel, colormecreativeart.com. I'm Jessica Sanders. And today I want to do some color swatching and mixing of the Jane Davenport Mixed Media Mermaid Markers. I'm having a lot of fun playing with them. Just doing kind of random things like spraying and spritzing with water and letting them run over the paper, but I really wanted to see what all the colors mixed together would look like on just different possibilities. And so I made this chart. I just used a ruler. Well, this is a T-square ruler, so I can make straighter lines, and a Sharpie. Just make sure you use either a pencil or a non-water soluble pen, and just grid out some squares. These are about 3/4 inch squares, something like that. They're not perfect. And so now I'm just going to go through, and I swatched out each color along the side and along the top, and then I just took a little paintbrush with some water and just kind of pulled the color out so I could see how it looks with the water. You created this diagonal line because I don't need to do this entire page. I really only need to do half of the page, and I'm going to do this triangle shape right here because this will just be a duplicate of these. So that's what I'm working toward. So what I did was I just did where I have this color on both sides. I pulled it down and found that square. And this one is Siren, and then I just colored it in. Super simple. Just go in a diagonal line matching your squares and fill it in. There are actually 12 colors of the markers, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go vertically. Actually, I think I'll go horizontally since I have these labeled, and I have my markers laying out to the side all in order, so we'll see how that goes for you. So let me just start with Pirate's Gold and Beach, and this is, I'm keep debating which way I want to go, across or down, but I want to go across. So let's do Pirate's Gold. I'm going to put just a little square, and then I'm going to take my beach and I'm going to put roughly the same amount down because I'm just going to mix them together on the paper with a damp brush. So here we go. So I can just see what that color is going to look like mixed together. And I am not worried about perfectly filling my square or anything like that. Totally not me. Alright, then I'm going to put these. I'm keeping these in order. Now I'm going to do Lobster right here. And I'm going to do Pirate's Gold. This is actually the first time I've made this kind of chart like this. I usually just kind of do random swatches, but then I have to go back and figure out what's labeled where. Alright, so you get a nice orangey color there. Pretty much what we expect, right? And then I'm going to do Lobster and Beach. So trying to keep everything straight. And I don't know what colors of these are going to make yet because I haven't systematically done it. I've just played with it here and there. Making sure my paintbrush is just damp and clean and clear water. That's a little bit more pinkish orange than I expected. I wasn't sure how that was going to work. Okay. So then next, I'm going to do Starfish. So Starfish and Pirate's Gold. Then clean brush. Mix them together. Ooh, I love that. Do you love that as much as I do? Alright, back to Starfish. I'm doing too much color now. I'm making my swatches a little big. I'm just trying to make sure I put equal amounts of pigment from the markers. That was Beach. So now we have Beach and Starfish. And It's a nice pink there. Of course, we won't know exactly what the colors are going to look like until they dry, but we get kind of a good idea. And then starfish and lobster. And look, I just practically filled up my whole square. Now I have to do it that way. Okay. So let me mix these together. Now you could mix these together on a palette and then put them in the square if you prefer, or circle, or whatever kind of chart you want to make. I mean, you could get creative and make a fish chart, you know, or a mermaid chart if you wanted to. Just any option you want. Okay, now we have coral. And actually, I think just to speed this up a little bit, I can just do this in all my squares with coral. And then I'm going to go back, and like I said, I have these in order. So this is Pirate's Gold. This is Beach. This is Lobster. See, coral and lobster. And then the last one is Starfish. And like I said, I'm trying to make it equal squares. Alright, clean brush for every blend. And I'm trying not to get too much water. Let it soak into the paper a little bit while I was waiting, so that may not be the best method to do this. Yeah. This is cold press 140-pound watercolor paper. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to swatch it that way. I'm going to have to... That was too much water. I'm going to have to do one at a time. Well, I can always speed up the video. So, mix that. It's quite pinky there. Alright. Now we may get into some different interesting mixes because we're down to seaweed, and we're going to be mixing green with yellow and pink. So I'm expecting that I might get some brown or gray colors in here, but let's just find out. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and start going down the line. I'm back with Pirate's Gold, and I'm not going to wait this time because I didn't like the way the results were that time. Mixing it all together. Cleaning my brush. Alright. Seaweed. And beach. Makes a really light green. Sort of yellowy green. And then seaweed. And lobster. So this is where we may get a muddy brown because we're mixing complements, or, you know, it's oil painters I've found don't consider it to be mud. They consider it to be grayed out color, or just a toned down version of the color, and I really like that definition. Feel like it's gives you more freedom. You don't have to worry. It's a grade down. Value is a little bit different. So there we go. You may hear my husband talking in the background. He's working from home today. That turned out with equal amounts, just a little bit of a gray, a grayed down version of lobster. So here's lobster. Here's this. So it's a little bit grayed down with the complement of the seaweed. And then next, what is this color right here? Starfish. So let's find out. Find out fun. Here we go. Oh. Clean brush. Okay, now that, you know, gives you a very gray pink. Very gray. Okay. Back to seaweed and coral. Coral. There we go. I hope my husband talking in the background isn't too loud. He is working from home. And, you know, he has to make phone calls. Very gray. Okay, that's very gray with the seaweed and the coral. All right, off to the next color string here. And that is Siren. So let's start with Siren. And back to Pirate's Gold. I've been debating on whether I wanted to just speed this video up or no, I didn't. Because I don't want you to be bored, but at the same time I'm like, well, these are some interesting colors and, you know, you might be interested in my comments. I don't know. There's more Siren and Beach. Beach. It's such a light color, but it's still so, like, impactful. Make sure I clean my brush. Okay. Now we're back to a green mixed with a red. So this is Siren and Lobster. There we go. Got a little more lobster than Siren. Let me try and even that out. There we go. And then mixa. Do you ever watch Dora the Explorer with your kids? When they're little, we watched Dora the Explorer. And they made chocolate. Hot chocolate. And they said, mixa. Oh, that makes like almost a black. It's just a little bit red-toned black. Okay. Now then, Siren and Starfish. I just love these colors. They're just so super vibrant. I mean, these markers could last a really long time. I expect to get a purple-y color because this is a blue-green. The Siren's kind of got some blue color in it. So mixing with that pink, I expect that with purple. And it is. All right, and then Siren and Lobster, and I expect this to be, no, Siren and Coral. Did I get mixed up? No. No, okay. Sorry. It's easy to get mixed up on this. Like analyzing. Okay. This is Coral and Green. Siren. Oh, that's very like a light gray green with a hint of purple in there. Kind of makes it really good. And then, okay, then Siren mixed with seaweed. Here we go. Clean brush. Not that it will matter that much from this color because it's so gray, it wouldn't really affect this very much. I mean, I might tone it down just a little bit. I have quite enough water there. It's a nice mix. Nice mix. And of course, you could always mix 3 colors together. I mean, hey. That was Siren. Next is Byron Bay. This is a lovely teal turquoise color. All right, and back to Beach. I'm sorry, back to Pirate's Gold. Clean wash. Oops, too much water, guys. Sorry. So with the Siren, we've got more of a yellowy green, and with this one, we have a more of a blue green. Kind of what you expect, I guess. And then Byron Bay and Beach. Again, I got really too much water on there. But there we go. And then Byron Bay. That didn't affect, the beach didn't affect it very much at all, did it? Next is Lobster. What color do you think this will be? I think this is going to be kind of a purple. Because that, all that blue. Blue and red. It's a blue-green, but it has a lot more blue in it than green. This is a really deep purple, almost black. It's a neutral purple. I would call that a neutral purple. Alright, then we got Byron Bay. And I lost track. Starfish. Yep, that's right. Thought I was mistaken there for a second. Alright, let's mix that. Also purple, but a lot brighter. A lot brighter purple because of the brightness of that pink of Starfish. Then we have Siren. I try not to mix those. And Coral. You can see this is sort of a time-consuming process, but it is well worth it because then you know what colors you can get from your markers by mixing 2 colors together, which you can always mix more than 2. You could go mix 3 or 4 or whatever. So, alright. Byron Bay and Seaweed. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him about something about the HGS. I'll just come over mobile number then. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll catch you.
So nice. So these 2 colors are similar, but this one is more blue and this one is more green. Interesting. Okay, and then Siren. I have a water droplet there and I don't want to touch it because then I won't know how much pigment I have on the paper. And I'm sorry, Byron Bay and Siren. Have I been saying Siren this whole time? This is all Byron Bay plus. This is Byron Bay plus Siren. Okay. Sorry about that if I've been saying it incorrectly. It's very possible. I'm really not good with names. Alright. And of course you could always mix 3 colors together. I mean, hey. That was Siren. Next is Byron Bay. This is a lovely teal turquoise color. Alright, and back to beach. I'm sorry, back to Pirate's Gold. Clean wish. Oops, too much water, guys. Sorry. So with the Siren, we've got more of a yellowy green, and with this one, we have a more of a blue green. Kind of what you expect, I guess. And then Byron Bay and Beach. Again, I got really too much water on there. But there we go. And then Byron Bay. That didn't affect, the beach didn't affect it very much at all, did it? Next is Lobster. What color do you think this will be? I think this is going to be kind of a purple. Because that, all that blue. Blue and red. It's a blue-green, but it has a lot more blue in it than green. This is a really deep purple, almost black. It's a neutral purple. I would call that a neutral purple. Alright, then we got Byron Bay. And I lost track. Starfish. thought I was mistaken there for a second. All right, let's mix that. Also purple, but a lot brighter. A lot brighter purple because of the brightness of that pink of starfish. Then we have siren. I try not to mix those. And coral. You can see this is sort of a time-consuming process, but it is well worth it because then you know what colors you can get from your markers by mixing 2 colors together, which you can always mix more than 2. You could go mix 3 or 4 or whatever. So, all right, Byron Bay and seaweed. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him about something about the HGS. I'll just turn those mobile numbers in. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll catch you.
So nice. So these 2 colors are similar, but this one is more blue and this one is more green. Interesting. Okay, and then siren. I have a water droplet there and I don't want to touch it because then I won't know how much pigment I have on the paper. And I'm sorry, Byron Bay and siren. Have I been saying siren this whole time? This is all Byron Bay plus. This is Byron Bay plus siren. Okay. Sorry about that if I've been saying it incorrectly. It's very possible. I'm really not good with names. All right. Some nice range of color there. Really nice. Alrighty, now we are on to blue bottle. Really strong. Really, I'm trying to compare it. Would it be like, it's a fairly neutral blue. It's really neutral. It's not really ultramarine blue. It's not really phthalo blue in the way that I see it. More closer to a Prussian blue in the acrylics. I think a really neutral blue. Okay. A nice green with that. I'm so sorry, couldn't see that one. So this is blue bottle and Pirate's Gold. I apologize. Let me make sure I'm up here where you can see me. I'll have to move it up one more time. All right. So neutral blue for blue bottle. Next is beach. By the time I finish this chart, I should have these colors memorized. Don't you think? I think. That's really neutral gray blue, which kind of surprised me a little bit. Okay, so we have blue bottle and lobster. Both really strong colors. I think this is going to make close to black a really dark purple. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Blue bottle and starfish. Is that right? The further I get away from my original, the more I have to think about what I'm doing. And I'm an intuitive artist, so thinking about art is, counterintuitive. All right, that's a nice pinky purple color, like that. Blue bottle, oops, went over, plus coral. It does help that my markers are in order over to the side, which I know I mentioned, but it really makes it easier. Okay, and then blue bottle and seaweed. actually really love this color combination. And if you do like several different concentrations of water and the different pigments, it's really, really nice. Okay, so blue bottle, get a big drip there. Maybe I'm squeezing my pen while I'm holding it. Might want to set it down for a minute. And seaweed. No, siren. Sorry, this was seaweed. This is seaweed. This is siren. Oh, that's a nice turquoise color. All right, and then blue bottle. And I have blue bottle on my hand. And Byron Bay, which is our blue green. So oh yes, very nice, very nice. All right, so let's move on to Deep Sea, which is this purple. I think you can see everything. It gets further as we go across. Okay, so Deep Sea and Pirate's Gold. And I'm not sure. This is also opposites on the color wheel. So look, you get kind of a gray black with that. It's leaning toward green. Leaning toward green just a little. Alrighty. Then we have Deep Sea and Beach. This beach is a really nice color, but out of all the colors, I think the color strength of the beach is a little bit less, because if you notice, these are all basically paler colors, made paler by the beach. Okay, you just make kind of a purple there, just a different kind of gray purple, because again, they're kind of opposites on the color wheel. Next is Lobster. Here we go. Again, we're going to get a purple, blue, get a reddish purple, right? This is like a pansy color, I think. That's just me. And then Deep Sea. Oh, this is going to be a pretty one.
Hello, Brian.
Deep Sea and Starfish. There we go.
Sorry about that. It's like you're on the other line. This is John with Fine. How's it going today?
All right, here we go.
Yes, sir.
It's going to give us a nice purple.
Okay. I tell you, I'll just shoot you an email. Yeah, I'll shoot you an email. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. And Deep Sea and Coral. Just seems a little more neutral to me than like the lobsters are really, really red. This is just going to be really dark, dark purple. Look at that. It's practically, if you want a purpley black, that is the mix to go with. Look at that. Oh, look what I did. Instead of my paintbrush, I used the Deep Sea. No wonder it's a very dark purple. Now, what am I gonna do now? That is just basically Deep Sea. So I think what I'll do is I'll go over here to Deep Sea and Coral. Okay, since I messed up, I'm gonna find where this intersects, which will be here. This is Deep Sea and Coral intersection, and I'm gonna do it again because I don't have a good color swatch, because I colored it all with the coral. No wonder it was so dark. Okay. Yeah, I still think it's going to be pretty dark, but look, that's a more reddish purple. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now we'll know. Now I'll know what it is. No, I'll just put an X on that or something later. I will know. I'm like, no. Okay. All right. So let's go back here to the deep sea. And right here, deep sea. And seaweed. This time make sure I pick up my paintbrush and not. That's a very gray color. Very gray. Okay. Deep sea. And siren. And water. Well, that's a nice. I didn't expect that to be so. I guess their strength of these colors are really close. Like if I squint at it, they look almost the same color. So then when I mix them together, they just kind of come out like a nice in-between color. I like it. Okay. Deep sea and Byron Bay. Quite a bit of water in that one. I love all these colors. I really love all these colors. It's so much fun. All right. And deep sea and blue bottle. That's kind of an ultramarine blue right there. That looks ultramarine to me. All right, now we are off to jellyfish, which is a lighter purple. This color is easier to see. I got a little carried away here with my water. Okay, and a drip. Look, I have a drip. Sorry, guys. This is my chart, and it's messy, and that's just kind of because that's the way I am when it comes to making art. I just go. All right, so jellyfish, and back to Pirate's Gold. And get a little bit of a brown color, which is to be expected because, again, these are opposites of each other on the color wheel. But if you consider this a really nice, warm yellow gold, like a golden yellow. It's a little more warm than, I don't know, it reminds me like of a Naples yellow. Something like that. Okay, and then beach. Jellyfish on the beach. It's a really pale neutral color. And I expect all of these to be pretty, well, I say that, but they won't be. As far as I expect all of these to be light, but it'll only be light with the other light colors because the jellyfish is the lighter tone. And next is lobster. I didn't expect that. This is sort of almost a salmon color. Okay. Jellyfish and starfish. They're in love. Tells that starfish is slightly purple. This is now like a fuchsia, like a light fuchsia. Pink. Okay, jellyfish and coral. go.
down in Port Arthur. Aaron keeps ordering this the Voyager, the GC.
Jellyfish. And now the interesting, well, it's all interesting to me, but here, let's see what happens when you mix it with seaweed, because it's like such a vibrant green, and I think it's just going to gray it down a little.
So that's why they specifically need the Voyager.
Yeah. There we go. These are all like, you get really nice colors with these. Okay, jellyfish and siren. So what happens, I think, this jellyfish almost functions to mute the other colors a little bit, because something about the tone, it just kind of mutes the other colors. And actually that's a really good thing, because then the muted colors are a little bit more natural, and they make your other colors stand out even more. You need the neutrals, you need the muted colors in your, even if you love bright colors like me. Okay, so which one am I on? Byron Bay. Is this Byron Bay? No. Byron Bay right here. There we go. So this is a very, I don't know, I feel like it's neutralizing, at least for these colors, but now when you get here, you know, I don't know if it's more neutral or not. I really don't. Okay, here we go. And then jellyfish and blue bottle. Blue bottle. There we go. And jellyfish and deep sea. There we go. So the vibrancy of the jellyfish, I'm sorry, the vibrancy of the deep sea is more pronounced than the toning of the jellyfish. All right. And last but not least, we have reef. And reef is feels like a cool brown color to me. Cool tonally, as opposed to a warm brown color. And so, yeah, that's just my take on it. So we have reef, and we're back to Pirate's Gold. And can you see this? This is our last row. Trying to avoid that purple that I dripped on there. So that just gives a little kind of a golden brown color. Reef and beach. Not to be confused with that other word that's not very nice. This is beach. That's very neutral brown. Very neutral. Reef and lobster. I think that's just, yeah, tones that lobster color a little bit. Yeah. Yep. And then reef. I have no idea how these are going to look, by the way. I'm just going along and observing just like you are. Starfish. God, too much water in this one. It pushed everything. It bloomed. It bloomed and pushed it to the edge. Okay, and then reef and coral. seaweed. Sorry, I had a lot of water. My mouth picked up a little bit of that pink. Let me just add a little bit more reef and a little bit more seaweed. Let's see how this works out. There we go. Alrighty, next is reef and siren. Again, I had a lot of water. And of course, there's a wide range of intensities and colors and values that you get between. This is just trying to be like sort of an equal mixture, but there's everything in between where you lean from one side to the other, mixing it. This is Byron Bay and Reef. There we go. And then let me see, we have only 3 boxes left to go. Okay, we have Reef and Blue Bottle. That is gray, and if you mix them really strong, it would be black. It would be a sort of a flat black if you mix them strong. Okay, and then we have Reef and Deep Sea. Again, my brush is really wet. I don't like it when I have my brush too wet because then it's hard to see the color initially. And of course, you know, these are dye-based inks, so I haven't decided if they dry lighter or darker. I really don't know. Okay, so jellyfish and the reef. Okay, I accidentally touched those together. Sort of a taupey color, huh? Taupey color. Okay, so there you have it. My color swatch of the Jane Davenport Mermaid Markers. All these amazing colors. So many options with just 12 pens. Is that fantastic or what? And so there we go. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. If you have questions, concerns, if you want to see me do this with the watercolors, I have both the neutral palette and the brights palette of Jane Davenport watercolors. So I will be happy to do a swatch video for you guys. If you want that, let me know in the comments. And tell me how you like this video, or if you didn't like this video. You know, I've been doing videos for about a year, and I want to show you what you want to see. And so I do what I find interesting, and I hope you will find that interesting too. But if you don't, I'll be happy to hear your feedback. So, all right. So thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and share it with your friends who are interested in these mermaid markers. All right. Thanks. Bye.